Hello, Ordigger fans, and welcome to another episode of Mines MidWeek with Colorado School of Mines. Head women's soccer coach Kevin Fickes. Coach, how are we doing today?
Doing good.
Good. Well, first thing we need to do is congratulate you and your program on the first ever conference championship. You guys have had a couple conference tournament titles, and you've had success in the NCAA postseason, and this was kind of the last thing that you guys needed to do. So congrats to you and your team.
Thanks a lot.
Your squad improved to 15-0-1 on the year with another 2-0 week. First, let's talk about CSU Pueblo a little bit. You guys went down to Pueblo on Friday, got a 4-0 win. Take us through that match.
I thought we started the game kind of slow, a little bit sluggish, and we were just not very sharp in the beginning, and they were very pumped up and very active and getting after us from the start. And when Anna Evans scored a really nice goal. I think it was about 23-24 minutes in. I wouldn't say it was against the run of play, but it was an unexpected strike at the time. And then we kind of rolled from there. The second half was a good half for us. We moved the ball well. We created chances. We defended very well.
Yeah, Anna Evans with their first hat trick of the season in that one. And then Sunday, you guys took on Western State for the first time in program history, emerged with a 3-1 victory. Take us through that match a little bit.
That was a really tough match. The third goal didn't come to maybe 3 minutes before the end. We went up 1-0 in the first half with 5 minutes left in the half. Jacqueline Knott, who's a freshman, we subbed her in, and she made the coach's sub, look pretty good by scoring almost immediately on a good pass from Brie Archuleta. Mm-hmm. And we started the second half better. It was similar to CSU Pueblo. We just played a little bit better in the second half against Western than we did in the first. And the second goal came off of a free kick where the ball was bouncing around a lot. And there was a scrum in front of the goal, and Rachel Turner was able to poke it home. And we were cruising along pretty well, and then they got a goal on a free kick, and which was disappointing, to say the least. And but they're a really hard-working team. They've got some pace, they got some athleticism, and they made it difficult for us. At 2-1, the game was kind of hot, but I think the girls did a really good job of just settling down and connecting some passes when we needed to, and then the final goal was a combined effort between Anna Evans, Rachel Turner, and Brie Archuleta. It was a nice goal.
All right, well, let's look ahead to this coming week. First thing, sadly, by the time this airs, a lot of times the fans don't have a chance to see it, but on Wednesday, you guys will have senior night and host Metro State, who's number 2 in the league standings behind you two, or behind your squad. I want to talk about the senior class a little bit. Obviously, there's 4 young ladies that have been a part of some very strong teams, including this one where they led your team to the first ever regular season championship. So talk about, Jordan Hopper, Brie Archuleta, Kelsey Neal, and Anna Evans, and what they've meant to your program over the past 4 seasons.
It's hard. It's really hard. It's really hard to quantify.
Yeah.
Really, they encompass a lot of what a soccer team needs. We're getting from Anna and Brie, we're getting offensive output. And they're making things happen. Brie is really kind of a two-way player. She's a good defender as well. Anna's been our offensive mind really for the last 4 seasons, and this one's I guess some 3 3/4 seasons, and then Jordan Hopper and Kelsey Neal comprise 50% of a very good back line.
Very good back line.
And but I mean, for me, they're just they're just great people.
Yeah.
You know, they're fun to coach, they're fun to be around. They got a great sense of humor. They're just funny.
Yeah.
They're funny people, really, really hard workers. And this year, I thought they've done a good job of just, you know, they just came out and they weren't worried about what we've achieved in the past. They just came out. And, you know, if you're a freshman this year or a sophomore this year, and you've seen those guys be seniors, you've had a really good example of what to do. You know, they just come out and they worked hard all the time. They haven't worried about results before the game's been played. They just come out and taking it one thing at a time. You know, they've been amazing. I've been lucky to coach that group of players.
All right, well, you know, just not only the tangible things on the field, but obviously the intangibles that those four possess. They're going to be successful in whatever they do after they leave this institution. So, all right, let's look ahead to the actual match itself.
Right.
Metro State coming to town, crosstown rival, team that you've seen numerous times over the past 2 years.
Yeah.
What are you expecting to see out of the Roadrunners on Wednesday?
Well, you know, they're loaded with talent. I think really, you know, offensive talent. They've got players who are good with the ball. You know, Carissa Price is a good player. She can run at people. She's a good shooter of the ball. She strikes the ball well. Abby Rolfe is a clever midfielder who makes a lot of things happen for them. And I'm expecting them after their weekend, which was obviously a disappointment for them. They're going to be, you know, maybe looking at things like, well, you know, what does this mean for NCAA, for this, that, and the other, and you know, so they're going to come in and they're going to go super hard. It's going to be, you know, a good game, and it's actually good for both teams to have this kind of game late in the season because, you know, it's certainly not going to hurt your strength of schedule when it comes to the regional voting and that type of thing. So I'm expecting a really good game, and I'm hoping that the weather that's forecast it doesn't affect us too much. Right.
Okay. Well, speaking of strength of schedule, it doesn't end with the Roadrunners this week. You guys got to head down to Durango to face Fort Lewis, a team you've defeated once already this year, but that was not too long ago. So you guys, you know, have two matches pretty similar or pretty close together. So what are you expecting to see this time around?
Yeah, that was just last Friday, wasn't it? So it's 3 games between that game and then Sunday's game. You know, I don't know what they'll change. I don't know that that'll change too much. You know, I think he'll come out with a very similar lineup. And, you know, they've got some very, very good players. I thought it was a tight game. Both teams created chances, and you know, it was. I expected. You know, it depends really on what happens. Because right now, I would assume. I haven't looked at the scores yet or the table, but you know, I think everybody has 2 games left, and if Fort were able with that game to leapfrog Metro, depending on what happens Wednesday, and then get into the number 2 slot and not have to play a Wednesday game, they're going to be going tooth and nail at this thing. So that's what I'm expecting.
Okay.
You know.
Yep. All right. Well, fans, just a reminder, on Wednesday at 7 p.m., the Orediggers are going to host the Metro State Roadrunners, and we'll honor the 4 seniors before that match. And then on Sunday, they're going to head to Durango to face Fort Lewis at 1 p.m. Coach, once again, congrats to you and your team on the conference championship. The number 4 Orediggers, again, facing Metro State on Wednesday, and Fort Lewis on Sunday. That's all the time we have for this week. We'll see you next time.